and good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. We begin with a conversation. Rather, we'll also try and find some answers to questions about one of the big controversies, a big war that has been raging on between two sides of medicine. On one side is Ramdev, the yoga guru. On the other side are the allopathic doctors. And this is not something new. It's been brewing for a long time. And with every big development comes a massive clash. But I'm sure by now you've heard that the recent comments of Yoga Guru Ramdev haven't gone down very well with the Indian Medical Association. There have been a series of protests that were also held, black days observed by doctors in various parts of the country. Today there was a hearing in the Delhi High Court in a suit that's been filed by the Delhi Medical Association. Now, they're seeking that Ramdev be prevented from disseminating false information about Patanjali's Coronil kit and that he should not be allowed to claim that this is some kind of a cure for COVID. Now, this is Coronil has been a big controversy now for a year, but the governments haven't really taken a very clear, strict stand on it. We don't know if the courts will deem it fit to come in there. The plea also talks about how Ramdev has been unfairly targeting the allopathic doctors and the allopathic science, and that is against the public interest. That is not in the interest of people. When somebody of his stature, with somebody with the kind of mass following that Ramdev has, begins to make such comments, then it's not in the public interest, argues the lawyer representing the Delhi Medical Association. The High Court for now has not really restrained Ramdev in written from making any comments. The High Court, but interestingly, also made some very interesting comments while this hearing were on about how what Ramdev said was probably just an opinion and his opinion on allopathy, and that the court itself cannot really sit in judgment of what is Coronil good for or not good for. That is for the experts and the authorities to really decide. The plea, though, will be tested on whether it stands the test of the argument that the comments made by Ramdev are not in public interest. There is also a right to free speech aspect that the court will be exploring. Sure, the words may be offensive, says the High Court, but can we really stop people from expressing their opinions? And this is something that we want to talk about this evening as well. So many interesting aspects to what's going on. Not just what the IMA and Ramdev have been saying to each other, but yes, there is a legitimate concern with the mass following of the Yoga Guru. What will people believe? Will they start buying Coronil? Will they start only resorting to Ayurveda and start abusing the doctors of the allopathic science? So many questions that we have. Is this really a matter of free speech? Is this a matter of public interest? And what is really the truth behind Coronil? Let's say good evening to Dr. V.K. Monga, former president for DMA, joining us this evening. Priyanka Pula, journalist, joins us this evening as well. Raman Malik of the BJP, Dr. Suranji Chatterjee, senior consultant for internal medicine at Indraprastha Apollo Hospital, and Sanjay Ghosh, senior advocate with the Delhi High Court, also joining us this evening. I want to start off with Dr. Monga. Dr. Monga, what is the primary concern here? Is it Patanjali's claims about Coronil, or is it Ramdev's comments about allopathic doctors and the science?
Tanvi, there are many issues to this. Two issues you have enumerated already. And then, he is a foul-mouthed person. He's a habitual offender. Talking irrelevant things at frequent intervals at so many occasions we have seen. Now this has been flared up by number one, his claims about Coronil. They were unfounded. Not certified by any of the agencies, and now talking ill about the modern medicine system. He is not talking ill about the system. He is talking not only about the treatment part of COVID at this time. He is raising a finger at WHO, ICMR, government of India, Prime Minister Modi, and everybody else, while doctors are working overtime, they are dying in this struggle against COVID. Prime Minister is saying they are the warriors. I mean, they're showering flowers and everything on that. And the Ministry of Health issue, everybody issuing standard protocols. Allopathy does not run on the whims and fancies of a yoga or a Baba or anybody else. It is a well-founded system all over the world. It has been practiced, and in this epidemic all over the world, I mean, people have been saved. We have been working with a standard protocol, which was given by CDC, WHO, ICMR, Government of India, Health and Value Welfare. And number three issue is that he is talking bad about the vaccination. He is telling that, I mean, the vaccination is no good. People have died in spite of 2 vaccine doses, and don't take vaccination. I mean, this is, I think, we is going against all the systems of reality, and he should be definitely ashamed of this.
But Dr.
And
Monga, what the court observed, do you agree with this, that the allopathy science is not this fragile? How does it matter what Ramdev has to say about it?
That's right. I mean, it is, I mean, centuries old science. All over the world it is practiced. And our stand today has been vindicated by the High Court of Delhi. And I both to the judges who were frank enough to talk about all these systems and then ridiculing. I mean, he has been ridiculing everybody on this earth, and then saying that मुझे तो किसी का बाप भी अरेस्ट नहीं करवा सकता. This is beyond, a democratic system where the persons who are guilty need to be punished. And our stand today in the High Court of Delhi, whereby, I mean, he has restrained, the court has restrained and advised that Mr. Ramdev or Ramkishan Yadav, whatever he is, he should be restrained from speaking ill about any system of medicine and talking high about coronil, which is not proved anywhere by any agency, and it is not.
Well, they may have said so orally. They may have said so orally, but they haven't actually passed any order restraining him right now. In fact, the court has very clearly stated that they are not going to pass any injunctive order without hearing out Ramdev. In fact, the court, even observed that if I feel some science is fake, tomorrow I feel homeopathy is fake, do you mean they will file a suit against me? It is public opinion. Ramdev is a person. He doesn't have faith in allopathy. He believes everything can be cured by yoga and Ayurveda. He may be right or wrong, but does that mean that we go ahead and take action? That's the question that was put forward.
May I add something here?
May I just, I'll come back to you, Dr. Monga.
We are not against Ayurveda.
Yeah.
IMA and DMA are not against Ayurveda. Let them do their own work. They are good sciences, age-old traditional medicines. Let them work on these issues. The government is also supporting them. But why attack allopathy, which is doing a yeoman service at this time?
Okay. Dr. Suranjit Chatterjee, please do come in here. Even if he's attacking allopathy, is the science so fragile? Does it really matter? Is there a larger concern? Are we just upset that his coronil is just making 250 crores?
I'm not upset at all whatever his coronel is making, but he cannot just be speaking absurdly and anything about allopathy, which is a proven science. We go by evidence-based medicine. We induct a few treatments, we discard them, all on evidence-based. Somebody sitting over there can't just ridicule us and tell us when we are working really hard, we are working 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day just to protect people. And he comes and says that, oh, this is all, allopathy is stupid, there's no science behind it. Who says that allopathy is one field which is scientific, which is evidence-based? Nobody can just come and say anything, especially when the pandemic is going on. And unfortunately, he has a good following. What will also happen is people would listen to him. A few people would listen to him. They will not take treatment. They would always all resort to treatments, which is still not proven, and think about vaccination. The only proven thing which can really free us from this pandemic. If he speaks against the vaccination, a few people, there is anyway a lot of controversy which happens in the entire world. There are the people who follow vaccination, there are people who are against vaccination. And if a person like Ramdev speaks like this, there are quite a few people who might just say, oh, we're not going for vaccination. And we all know that that's the only way to get rid of this pandemic if possible.
Yes, well, I did find that part extremely concerning, where question marks were raised on vaccination. And again, it comes back to the argument that when people follow him, believe him, when they're attending his sessions, and practicing yoga with him and he's speaking to them, is it really the right time to put question marks and doubt the efficacy of vaccines? But I want to go across to our experts before I go to Raman Malik. And first to you, Sanjay Ghosh. The court seems to also talk about freedom of speech. And to explore whether Ramdev's comments can really come under freedom of speech. Now, help us understand, since we are often told that freedom of speech is also not absolute.
Well, that's a very important point that you make. It is very important to understand that in the Constitution, we are guaranteed a right to freedom of speech and expression. However, that right is also restricted by certain parameters like public order, morality, defamation, orders of court, contempt of court. So there are restrictions on the freedom of speech. However, without getting into too much of technicality, you must understand that the case which was filed in court was under the Civil Procedure Code for nuisance. So therefore, all the observations made by the judge has to be understood in that context. Because ultimately, we are talking about restraining a person from speaking. And we have to be very careful before we do that. So if you permit me just one thing, and I just want to put this on the table, and I'm sure the others would like to join on this. You see, there is a Disaster Management Act. And the Disaster Management Act has been enforced since last May by the government. And under the Disaster Management Act, there are sections 52 and 54. Now, 52 says that if anyone makes a false claim during a disaster, then that person can be punished for a period for 2 years, up to 2 years. And section 54 says that if anyone makes a false warning, which can create panic among the people, that also is punishable by a period of 1 year of imprisonment. So the question which has to be asked is that why is it, if you feel that these statements are being made, which is going to affect the vaccination process, which is going to hurt the process of giving the very needed healthcare facilities to COVID patients and people who are going to be exposed to COVID by in the form of vaccination, why is it that governments, and every state government has a right to prosecute under the Disaster Management Act, why is it that no prosecution is being made? So the question also has to be asked to these medical associations is that why is it that you're not petitioning these governments? And if the governments are not acting, why aren't you going to courts directing the governments to act under the Disaster Management Act to take appropriate action for this kind of violation? But at the same time, let us say, without going into the facts of this particular case, the court is also very conscious that we are dealing with freedom of speech and expression. Today it is Ramdev's, tomorrow it could be yours. So therefore, it has to be carefully balanced and all circumstances have to be taken into consideration. So it is in that context you must understand the court's observation. As you rightly said, it was an oral observation. The court has asked the person, we don't have to always talk about law. There is also morality. You are an influencer. People listen to you. For God's sake, don't always go by law. Also go by humanity. Also go by compassion. Your statements can have an influence on so many people. And we all, at this point of time, when we are fighting literally for our lives, we have to be very, very, very responsible.
Yes, in fact, you raised an extremely important point, and let me take it first across to Priyanka. Priyanka, anybody else who would have perhaps spoken like in the manner that Ramdev did about the vaccination drive and the vaccination itself would have landed in trouble. We've seen the state governments, like Mr. Ghosh was pointing out, take action for far lesser where people have spoken up or critiqued the government's policies. But we haven't seen the central government come out with even one clear comment when it comes to Ramdev, his claims about coronel in the last couple of weeks, or even his attacks on IMA.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've seen people being pulled up much more violently for a lot lesser. For instance, simple things like people not complying to people not wearing masks properly on the roads have been sort of pulled aside and violently assaulted by, our keepers of the law, like police. So I don't buy this argument that action cannot be taken against, the kind of statements he's making. And apart from that, another problem with Ramdev's statement is that they're partially true and they're partially false. For instance, the claims that people are falling sick and dying despite vaccination, well, you would expect that to happen. Nobody said any vaccines are 100% effective against severe disease. Anybody who has looked at the clinical trials will understand that these vaccinations are just one aspect apart from, non-pharmaceutical interventions, which together work to keep people safe. So he's right when he say that people are falling sick despite vaccinations. It's bound to happen when such a large number of people are vaccinated at the same time, with vaccines which only have an efficacy of 60% to 70%. But the conclusion he draws from those statements are not correct. They can be explained very well based on what we know about the evidence supporting these vaccines. So I think that creates a problem because people do not fully understand what we mean when we say that vaccinations are our best resort against COVID-19. It doesn't mean that vaccinations are sort of a bulletproof armor. As long as people understand that, I think, the kind of statements he makes probably wouldn't be that influential. So.
Yes, in fact, very interesting points that you've raised here. I was going to say this as well. A lot of what he has said is smartly worded. Very often the claims that are made around Coronil are also smartly worded. बोलने के लिए रमन मलिक जी कोरोनिल दवाई है, पर वो किस चीज़ की दवाई है? वो इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने की दवाई है या एक हमको स्ट्रेंथ देने की दवाई है, या ये कोरोनिल को ठीक करने की दवाई है, या कोरोनिल को ठीक करने की दवाई के साथ सपोर्टिंग ड्रग की तरह लेने वाली दवाई है? इधर बहुत कंफ्यूजन है. एंड to me, it just looks, Mr. Malik, like a word play to mislead people on what actually does Coronil do.
Tanvi, neither I am a spokesperson for Baba Ramdev, and I am also not somebody who would take down hypocrisy lying down. Now let's put certain things into perspective, and very clear perspective. Neither the DMA nor the IMA, they are both not the torch bearers of the Indian doctors. The guidance provided or the body which controls and monitors the doctors and the allopathic process is the Indian Medical Council. Now, those are the people who are the stakeholder. These are a group of doctors who have got together as a union. A union may say and raise and put forward their concerns, which is legitimate. They've gone to the court. That is also right. That is their right, and they should do it. Baba Ramdev should answer in the court if the court asks so. That is also right. But my point here is a bigger prospect that I need to bring out today and understand. I was yesterday, because my wife happens to be a dental surgeon, and she is from the medical line of the allopathic line of medicine. Dental generally has that part in it. So I was there yesterday speaking to on a new platform of social media. There was a huge talk for let's say 3 hours, which was talking about the virus, the various vaccines, and how they work, and especially this particular scientist from virologist from Japan, Mr. Suzuki, was talking about his study, and he was talking about the spike and how the containment and which vaccine accumulates and what is the clotting and what is the various aspects. So because it is an emergency, the various governments of the world have agreed to utilize vaccines which are available without the sufficient trial and data because the humanity was in danger. Same ways, let's not take that everything that is said has to be taken on a different trajectory just because it is said by somebody who happens to be a figure in yoga and has a homeopathic business, or from the IMA, which is distributing certificates. I do not understand who is IMA to certify a dental paste or toothpaste, or IMA or somebody doing some food or some other thing. So these are like, you know, the halal certification.
No, but Mr. Malik, there is a very clear difference here. I understand what you're trying to say about vaccines and their level of approvals and checks and balances there. But there is still a clear difference. They are not misleading anybody about their approvals. They don't claim it's a treatment drug where the approvals are not in and then go back and say, okay, just an immunity booster. They don't claim it is that WHO came and checked. Checked. 1 minute, please. Wrong, let me 1 minute, please. Let me come to the point. They don't claim that this was checked by the WHO and they have given permission for us to make it and sell it as medicine in 150 countries, whereas it's a certificate under the WHO scheme given by a department by the Ayush Ministry. Extremely different. The misleading part here is the question. Now, you are not a spokesperson for Baba Ramdev, which is why I don't expect you to answer. But you are a representative of the BJP, and I want you to answer why the government continues to be either silent on it or in a way backing him by attending these events, by promoting these products, by landing up at press conferences and events where even the health minister is present, and so are others from the government. That's what I'm asking you.
Tanvi, let's put 2-3 things more into perspective. One, where I get my health services, where do I get my health services from, is my independent decision. Nobody can tell me where I should go or to which doctor I should go. We have certified division of homeopathy, Ayurvedic, Unani, as well as the allopathy. It is my decision as a person, as a consumer, to go where I want and where I feel comfortable. That is one part. Which hospital I go, that is also my discretion. Now let's come to the basic fact. I am saying this very categorically that it is up to the courts to decide whether somebody is correct or not, whether they are following the laws or not. If as a concerned citizen, certain people think that Baba Ramdev is not following the law, he has done some misappropriation. There are various instances, court precedents, that where misappropriation of facts are done, there has been proper investigation, there has been a court case filed, and there has been certain degrees passed. Why are you trying to jump in as the judge, prosecutor, and the executor? Let the courts do it. If IMA has it, if DMA has it, if anybody else has it, let them go to the honorable courts, produce evidence, get a degree against him, put him behind the bars. But if you do not have, do not jump. Do not jump. Do not jump, because yes, it is a fact that there have been instances of misappropriation.
No, but I didn't understand. Why should people go to court? Then what are governments for? What are governments for here, Priyanka? If we have to go to court...
I'm telling you what
one minute. Raman Malik, 1 minute. Let me bring in others.
Let me answer it, Tanvi. Let me answer it.
Okay.
The governments are there. The courts are there. There's a proper system. If you think the government has also not done its part, please take government to the court.
Again go to court?
But
how is your every answer go to court? They've already gone to court. Why should they go to court?
Let them answer now.
The sarkar ka kaam kya hai fir?
Don't be the judge here.
Nobody is being a judge here. Okay, one at a time. Dr. Monga first, and then I'll go to...
definitely ask.
One at a time. One at a time.
And I have seen.
Dr. Monga and then Priyanka. Raman Malik, calm down, please. Yes, let's listen to each other. Dr. Monga, can I hear Dr. Monga, please?
Malik, don't beat about the bush. Don't beat about the bush. you are trying to divert the issue, which is not there. In fact, I must say that number one, you said IMA is not the torch bearer. It is the torch bearer. And
No,
there
it
is
is
no
not, sir.
IMC as of
Sir,
no,
it is
no.
an
Please,
NGO.
please don't speak now.
Sir, it is an
I was
NGO.
speaking.
It is not
I'm-
a government
it is
certified
it
body
is a
to
NGO
take
can be a
care
torch bearer.
about the
एक
Indian
मिनट
medical
यार मेरे को बोलने
sciences.
तो दो
It
मैंने
is
आपको नहीं
just an
रोका.
association of
I did
doctors.
not stop you, man. I did not stop you. Did I stop you? And then
Mr.
IMC,
Monga,
there is no
Mr.
IMC.
Monga, I have a
There
name
is no.
and I will start calling you Doctor Man. Would it be appropriate? No, it would not
There
be.
is
So
there
please,
is no IMC. There is no IMC. It is no NMC. Number three issue is, I mean, we are going to the court. You are saying go to the court. We are going to the court, and court is deciding upon it. Court is passing strictures. I mean, this is not. It is not
Okay, now
good
1
enough.
minute.
We have-
I
we
can't have a
given-
conversation like this. Enough is enough. Mr. Raman
We have
Malik,
already
you
written-
you very well know what the rules
Yes.
of engagement are on the urban debate. Now please keep quiet. Don't force me to put your volume down. Yes, Dr. Monga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have gone to the court, and court has given they have not given a written judgment, but definitely they have said that something wrong has happened, and he has. They have said that Mr. Ramdev should not do like this, should not talk like this, should not. Make utterances like this. That is a major issue. I mean, talking about IMA, what IMA is doing, what ABC is doing, that is not the issue. 4 lakh doctors, 1,700 branches all over the country, all of allopathic medicine. They're not alone. It is the world. It is the world watching us. That if people like Mr. Malik also talk like this, who seems to be an educated person, this is, I think, not agreeable. We cannot agree to the utterances whereby he is trying to reduce the modern medicine system, which is a 100% scientific, evidence-based, and evolving method of treatment all over the country, and they have shown successfully that all over the world they have been able to fight.
sir, how can you say that is the
uh,
only scientific method? It is the proven
Please.
scientific method. So
I
as
never
is
said
the
only.
other
I
allopathy.
never said.
If
I never said
allopathy is
only.
scientifically
Please,
proven,
please,
there's
please.
or
I
other
never said
science
only. I never said only. I never said only. I said that is a. You may talk about Ayurveda also. I said that we are not against
it means
Ayurveda.
that
We are
is
not
the
against
only one.
homeopathy. Come on, Mr. Malik. It is not the issue. The issue is if somebody is a culprit, he should be punished. And in this, we have gone to the court,
Sir,
and court has.
sir,
Okay, so
can
you've
I
gone to
ask
the
the judge-
court, and the courts will have to decide. I think today what the insight though we got during the hearing was the court was also a little unclear on what exactly were the legal grounds. Was it a defamation suit? Was it a suit about public interest? Was it about free speech? Was it about misleading claims? And that I think the courts will have to look at on the legality and the technicality of it. Priyanka wanted to make a point. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I'm afraid Mr. Raman Malik is using some of the genuine controversies in modern medicine to push drugs like Coronel, which have no evidence at all. So I want to make a point here. Modern medicine is not unquestionable. Okay, so if there's any drug which is approved today, nobody can come out and say that this is cast in gold. There's 100% certainty that it's going to work. In fact, many of the modern drug approvals in India, including favipiravir, itolizumab, and even Covaxin, have been questioned very vigorously because they were approved based on not very extensive data. On the other hand, Mr. Raman Malik made a statement about vaccines being approved with shortcuts. That is not true. At the same time, you have vaccines which have undergone phase 3 trials of 30 to 40,000 people. Oh, never mind. They've been the Pfizer vaccine, AstraZeneca vaccine.
You are misquoting my quote, and that is not appropriate.
Through shortcuts? Did you say that?
I said it was under the emergency use that the entire governments of the world approved it, and this was an emergency situation.
Well, let me tell you how emergency use authorization works. There is a phase 1 trial.
I know, Priyanka ji, I know. I know very well how it is done. I know exactly how it is done in Indian country, in India, in Europe, in US. So don't teach me that. All that I'm saying is the emergency procedures do not have the 5 years or 6 years of data, which is extensively required for pre-approving.
The difference between the FDA EUA and the FDA full approval is that you look for 6 months follow-up data after the second dose, whereas the FDA EUA, you only look for 2-month data, and after approval, you continue doing a post-approval surveillance. These guidelines are very well documented, and they were created before the approvals happened. They were not created, they were not used to retrospectively justify vaccines that went through the process. There's nothing arbitrary about it. This is something people sat down, they took into consideration the fact that we are in the middle of a once-in-a-century pandemic, and they tried to look at the balance between benefit and risk. It's not like they dropped all the testing pipelines altogether and just pushed a vaccine candidate with no testing at all. I mean, I'm afraid there is a continuum here. There was a process before the pandemic, there is a process after the pandemic, and the process after the pandemic is not really that different. So I don't think we should make such categorical statements which are not true.
Yes, in fact, since you're on the point, 1 minute, Mr. Malik.
I have not made any statement which is not true.
I
have
did.
Made very precise.
I think Priyanka got you on the on that one aspect.
No,
Your insinuation was that when it comes to these modern science allopathic vaccines, you have found faster ways to give approvals and use these. But why do you put question marks on things like Coronil? Raman Malik.
I have not insinuated that they have not done the proper researches. I said,
of course you can't. How can you attack Covaxin at all?
Under emergency basis, they've got the vaccine done, approved. So
right. You say that when you show the faith there, why not show the faith here? Okay. Allow me to take that point forward. When you show the faith there for those vaccines, why not show the faith for Coronil? Now, Priyanka, if you can also help our viewers understand, what is the process for drugs like Coronil? Is there an established process in our country as to how they will go about getting the approval that this is a COVID treatment drug?
Well, technically, it should go through the exact same process as any modern drug does. And I'm sorry to say, and I cannot lie about this, but the Drug Controller General of India, who approves modern drugs as well, made a lot of questionable decisions, which were questioned by a lot of modern medicine practitioners. And I'm talking about favipiravir here, itolizumab here, and another drug called 2DG. Now, a lot of questions have been raised about this, by the way, and this is my problem here. People are not understanding that there's a very vigorous debate going on for these drugs, because the trials were very small. Essentially, you need to do a large phase 3 trial, which is powered to capture a significant effect size, right? And based on that, that is how the Drug Controller General of India approves drug. Now, as of now, there's only one drug in the whole world which has shown an impact on mortality in a well-designed large trial, and that's dexamethasone, and that is a product of modern medicine. Okay, so that's an instance of where modern medicine does work, whereas across the world, a lot of drugs have been approved based on poor quality trials, and I just named many of them. And based on the fact that the approvals have been so heterogeneous, I think it's a little ridiculous to dismiss modern medicine altogether, because modern medicine actually allows you to criticize these, as a result of which people have a lot of people. If you're able to explain your reasoning for why these approvals haven't happened, you can actually convince people to not use these drugs when the evidence is not available. So anyway, I don't know if I answered your question, but
yes. So you're saying the process is the same. No, you're right. There is a big debate going on for many of the other approvals. There is a process, and even for Coronil, that process would have had to be followed. But when the questions are asked, somehow there is just never any clarity that comes through. And that is something, Mr. Ghosh, that's also problematic. Claims that are being made can be misleading claims about the drugs. Now, while the court may say that they're not the experts to decide whether Coronil is beneficial or not, But there is, will it be under the purview of a court to decide on whether the approvals are being given properly and enough clarity is being given to people on what they're using? If anybody goes around claiming that this is going to fix you, not just of all COVID-related issues when you're suffering from it, but even post-COVID complications, and everything else, where do we go if we have questions about it?
That's a very important question that you ask. And before I answer that, I just want to say one point on what Mr. Malik said. And the point that you also made, that in these times, the state is like a father figure. You cannot expect in a country where you have so many illiterate people, you have so many poor people, to protect their rights to rush to court. Now, let us see how the government has dealt with this. You've had the health minister of the country, who actually was at the same platform where this questionable drug or immunity booster, whatever you call, was inaugurated. So what is the message which is being sent out to the public? Also, if you recall, when the former prime minister of the country sent a polite letter with regard to vaccination, you had the health minister of the country respond to it in the most, let us say, unsavory terms. But when it came to Ramdev attacking our allopathic doctors, and we've had more than 620 doctors who have died serving the people in the last 1 year. What did you have the health minister do? A gentle, please stop letter. So let us stop pretending that the state is neutral. In these matters, the state cannot afford to be neutral. The state has to be partisan in the interest of the people to secure the interests of the common man. Now, coming to the point that you said, it is true that the court does not have the expertise to deal with technical matters. The court is not a medicine granting person. The court is not a drug controller. So therefore, the court can only examine the processes.
Yeah.
The court can only examine whether all the laws, the rules, the regulations, the bylaws have been followed. So that's where the courts come in. And here, let's be very clear that there have been statements made before there was a retraction that Coronel will cure will be a cure or prevention, a vaccination, a kavach against the coronavirus. So the question which has to be answered by the government of the day is, what did you do to protect the people from this false claim? That is more important than the attack on the allopathic doctors. Let's not pretend Baba Ramdev may be very important, but you know that when Baba Ramdev and his colleague fell ill, they rushed to an allopathic doctor. So even our people know when they are gasping for breath, for oxygen, they are not going to be doing yogasan as recommended by Baba Ramdev. They are going to go to allopathic doctors, which is what the court was saying, that the allopathy is an ancient science and it need not feel insecure. But that having been said, let us also see the hypocritical manner in which the government of the day is dealing with these kind of babas.
Yes, Mr. Raman Malik.
I think
can
question
I comment,
asked by
Tanvi?
Mr. Ghosh
Dr. Moga, coming to you
is,
next.
I
Let him
would only
respond.
rebut to him this much, that I or my government could be as hypocritical as he is sounding right now. It could not be, if he thinks he's hypocritical, maybe then he can say that, yes, the government of the day is hypocritical. I believe that the constitution of this country permits everybody to choose the line of medication that they feel, when they feel, how they feel, where they feel. No person, no doctor, no lawyer, no politician can tell them what to do. No Baba can tell them what to do. They are of the free will. And I have the constitution with me, which I've read.
Well, no,
Now-
you're absolutely wrong there, Mr. Malik. You can't just randomly pick up any medicine, any drug and start selling it
No,
with
no,
any
no. It is
checks
my
and
wish.
balances. No,
You
it doesn't
cannot
matter.
force
We can. It's wrong. People who are selling it to
Constitution,
you,
I have the constitution
I will not
with me
send
and
you
I've
to
read it
jail
ample number of times.
for picking
You
up
can-
anything. Listen
any
to me, Mr.
approved-
Ramanik. Why do you
any
start
approved
yelling?
drug-
I am talking something which may be of benefit to you and not just our viewers. Listen to me, please. You will not go to jail maybe for buying something off the street, which is not checked, which is not regulated, which is not approved. But the person who's selling it to you will. Your own government has been at the front line attacking the e-commerce websites for selling drugs on those websites which are not approved by the governments. which have not been checked by the governments. So please don't right now float any argument to say the constitution allows you to eat what you want when it comes to medicines to choose what science. There still has to be some amount of approvals, checks and balances and regulations in place. That's what the conversation is. I don't care what you eat for lunch and dinner, Mr. Raman Malik. That's not the conversation here. We're talking about medicines, life-saving drugs.
You have to understand what the other person is saying. You cannot force your mind onto the others. I have very categorically said the line of medication that I want. If I want a Unani, which is
of course,
obviously
but that's not the conversation here. We are not saying ban Ayurveda.
So please understand, if it is not an approved product being sold, then you must take both the government as well as the person selling it to the cleaners. But if it is approved, then how can you question it?
I don't know what is it approved for and what that means. That's exactly the point. And lakhs of people in this country are being told it is a treatment drug. We don't know that. Dr. Monga wanted to come in.
तन्वी, मुझे लगता है कि हम दिमाग ना कहीं और लगा रहे हैं जहां नहीं लगाना चाहिए. I mean, let's come to the point. Mr. Ghosh has talked about Disaster Management Act. And there is another act called Medical Remedies Act. Mr. Ghosh will know it. That if you claim that something is curing 100% some disease, which has no validity, you are liable for action in that also. That's a very stringent act, very old act, and still it is pertinent at this time also. Because Mr. Ramkishan Yadav, please Malik Saab, please let me talk. When Mr. Ramkishan Yadav first day talked about Coronel, he said it's a panacea drug. I mean, it will solve everything. You can give it to prevent, you can give it to treat, you can give it to for 100% cure of the disease. Which then, I mean, he talked about WHO also, that WHO certified. But ultimately then he toned down, the government came in, Ayush Ministry came in, the drug controller came in, and then, I mean, he softened that it is okay. I mean, now everybody is saying that Coronel is only I'll still say it is a placebo. It's a placebo. And, it can be a nutritional item, it can increase your, boost your immunity. But otherwise also, but then third point here, I'll come to Tanvi, is how can you tell anybody not to take oxygen? He has told in a number of meetings that people are dying because of oxygen. If at 80% oxygenation, you tell your patient कि आप लंबे सांस लो, प्राणायाम करो, you are trying to kill the public. It's a crime. You cannot misguide the public. You cannot talk rubbish on this issue. And then people like Mr. Malik are supporting his whatever he is doing. This is, I think, बड़े अभिशाप की बात है कि वो कहता है कि ऑक्सीजन नहीं लेनी चाहिए. ऑक्सीजन से लोग मर रहे हैं. Please don't raise your hand. ऑक्सीजन से लोग मर रहे हैं.
Okay.
Sir, are you trying to curtail my freedom of rebutting?
Okay, I want to, before, I understand your point. Where do you draw the line between freedom of speech and misleading people and actually acting against the larger public interest by making these comments? That's what the court will end up looking at.
I have not read the petition by DMA, but have they kind of put the same allegations that he is putting right now? Have they put it as part of the representation to the Honorable High Court? And if they've done, I welcome them.
Okay. Dr. Suranjit Chatterjee, my question to you is on what happens next. What is it that you're seeking from here? You can ask the court to stop him from making these comments publicly, but he can still go on and explaining what he wants to his followers. Now, what is it exactly that we want the court to step in?
See, we want that all these comments that he has made, he cannot go on passing these comments without any proof, without any evidence. He should be stopped from passing these comments, especially with such a disaster happening in the world. If he goes on passing these comments, we will be nowhere. If we stop taking our drugs which are available, and as somebody said, the steroids, which are the wonder drugs, if used appropriately at the right time, obviously not being used at any time, but if being used at the right time, is the wonder drug for this disease when the patient is really sick. But obviously it has to be used at the right time. So if you don't use this drug, we will have many more patients dying if we don't use this drug appropriately. So Ramdev has to be told that you cannot pass comments which is detrimental to the society, because it would kill people. So the court has to intervene. Court has to tell him that you have to be very clear when you're passing these comments. Think about the doctors who are working so hard. So everybody has to really intervene in this aspect.
But he's actually already taken back those comments. He's already withdrawn those comments.
But
he's putting in more per day.
Making more per day. Okay, fair enough, fair point that he makes newer comments every day as well. There is an issue that was raised here by Raman Malik, and we spoke to Priyanka as well about it, Dr. Chatterjee. But why object to whatever he's selling when, even when it comes to modern science drugs or allopathic drugs? There is quite a bit of debate on whether there were enough checks and balances, but the doctors are going on prescribing them. There is much debate on remdesivir as well. WHO has a very clear stand on remdesivir as well, but we've gone on prescribing it left, right and center. So why should we have a problem with Coronel?
See, I've always said that if all this remdesivir, giving remdesivir, giving plasma therapy, they all came in as an emergency use drug. Obviously, in our body like WHO, which goes on studying all the drugs, they came out with this thesis that, okay, they are not useful. But we have seen being used in the appropriate time, in an appropriate patients really benefiting, surviving. So we are saying that, okay, these drugs should be used at the right time, in the right patients. So see that allopathy, what does allopathy do? An organization like WHO, having passed that drug initially as an emergency medication because so many people were dying, they came out with a medication that they found to be useful in studies. But when they found that there are a particular group of patients, when it's being used in that group, it is not useful, they withdrew their approval, or they at least told the doctors that this is what should be done. This is not the appropriate time to use the drug. Change your modality. Don't use this drug. So this is how allopathy works. Allopathy obviously introduces if you have a lot of time, if you have 10 years in hand, then obviously you can come out with a drug which is absolutely right. But then with experience, with science, that is what is called evidence-based medicine, and that is what we practice. As evidence grows against a medication, you have to withdraw it or you have to restrict its use. That is what the wonderful side of allopathy is, which doesn't happen in most of the other sciences because there is an ongoing process, there's an ongoing debate every day which is happening.
Okay, my last question to Raman Malik before we wrap this up. Mr. Malik, are you not outraged though that Baba Ramdev is making all of these comments and casting doubts on our vaccination drive? It's the biggest vaccination drive we've ever undertaken, being pushed by Prime Minister himself and led by him. And here is this man who has such a mass following going around telling people that this is just a farce.
See, I think both have sustained in the last so many years. Both allopathic and Ayurvedic have sustained together. Even homeopathic have. But yes, somehow I am as outraged. I'm as outraged as most of the panelists on this panel are when it was said that these vaccines are BJP ki vaccine. These are COVID ki coronavirus ki jagah Modi virus bola gaya tha, and all those kind of rhetoric. And everybody of you were outraged. So I'm as outraged as you are.
Okay, Mr. Malik, I get the point. I don't know which one of us said any of those things. Maybe you were on some other conversations and debate panels at that point of time, but I understand. Completely out of time. Thank you so much to all of our panelists for joining us. Let me just tell this to our viewers once again. The court is now going to look at whether or not Ramdev can be told to not express his opinions about the allopathic science. Now, the doctors, the IM, Indian Medical Association, the Delhi Medical Association may find it extremely offensive, may get extremely upset when allopathy and what the work that all of them have done, especially over the last 16 months, is so badly insulted by Ramdev. But can they really ask the court to stop him from making these comments? That's what the court will have to decide. The court will also decide on the claims being made about Coronil. And frankly, I think that's a little bit more interesting and important for the entire country to see. Now, the courts may very well say, not our place, we are not the experts, go to the government. But then government should tell us, what exactly is Coronil? And what is it meant for? Where does it benefit me? What do these certificates by COPP under the WHO scheme really mean? Is it only an export certificate that Ramdev can make this medicine and export it to 150 countries? Then why does he use this to claim and sell to the people that this is WHO approved? If it doesn't say it's WHO approved, then what is it? Is it a COVID treatment drug? It is a supporting drug. Where is it supposed to be used? The fact that there are many, many people in our country today who are buying this medicine, believing that it may stop them from getting COVID or treat their COVID, whichever way, needs to be looked into. And the right message about what this product does must be put out there by our government, if not the courts. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation.